Captain on the bridge.
Alright, captains, we are back on the bridge, and today, yes, Star Trek Day Part 3. And as you can see, captains, we are back on the Defiant. Yes! Captains, this is one of my favorite ships. Now, I will be honest, initially I wasn't a fan of the ship, but it grew on me. And what did it was the pew-pew. So, captains, what we're going to do is go over the inspiration for this build, read the little nostalgia nuggets here in the Star Trek Museum here on ESD, go over the build, weapons, space set, consoles, stations, softs, take it into an Argala and see how it does. But again, captains, just like our two previous ones, which was the Galaxy and the original TOS Connie, this is just for fun. So captains, keep that in mind. But yes, here we go. We are on the Defiant. We are going to be using the legendary Defiant today. And though I know that this skin here that we're using, this nose art, is not necessarily canon, I love it. We're going to slap it there. Again, this is just my tribute to Star Trek Day. And today is actually Star Trek Day. So happy Star Trek Day, captain. So let's go read here what it says here. It says, when we click on view the USS Defiant NX 74205. Now, with the previous ones, we had some audio file, and it's kind of a shame that we don't have audio file here, which we know we do have Captain Sisko's voice in the game because it was in Measure of Morality when all the hero ships showed up, but not there, but we'll just go over it here. We are explorers. We explore our lives day by day, and we explore the galaxy, trying to expand the boundaries of our knowledge. And that is why I am here. Not to conquer you with weapons or with ideas, but to coexist and learn. The Defiant class project was begun in 2366 as a response to the increased Borg threat to the Federation. This tough little ship, quote-unquote, was Starfleet's first real attempt at a warship. With almost no scientific equipment on board, ultimately she did not pass her trials, and the project was put on hold until Commander Benjamin Sisko, a member of the Defiant team, asked for her to be assigned to Deep Space Nine to hold off the threat of the Dominion. From there, she served with distinction in the Dominion War, and remained in service until her destruction in 2375. The USS Sao Paulo was assigned to Deep Space Nine and renamed the Defiant in her honor. Notable crew members: Benjamin Sisko, Jadzia Dax, Esri Dax, Worf, Julian Bashir, Miles O'Brien, Kira Nerys, Nog, Odo, Quark, Jake, Sisko, with the last three being honorary for some reason. Star Trek Deep Space Nine aired from January 3, 1993 to June 2, 1999 with a total of 173 episodes. Star Trek Deep Space Nine is one of the most beloved series in Star Trek's history, and with good reason, introducing some of Trek's most memorable characters and a deeper, more nuanced look at Federation society. DS9 told some unforgettable stories. The impact of its serialized style can still be felt today in modern Star Trek television. Awesome, there's a cool little picture there of the Defiant. Now, for our ship here, we actually named it the USS Defiant, because why not? So, captains, we'll show you where we got inspiration for today's build. So let's go over here. We picked a couple because it was kind of really hard to just pick one certain scene, because she is armed to the teeth, so we kind of want to make sure that we give tribute to that and show off what made us fall in love with the Defiant. Starting with this scene here, the Defiant versus the Lakota. So just in that sequence, we saw 4 phasers, the phaser cannons, the quad cannons, and an aft torpedo with firing a phaser there as it's flying away. And the reason why, again, we use the legendary Defiant is it does have pilot maneuvers, and which we saw there, it was doing the flippy thing. So yes, we're going to do evasive maneuver flippy thing. That's a thing. So there's that. It comes about. Just fires more quad cannon. I love the quad cannons, really do it. It just has such a distinct sound. So the next scene here was when the Defiant fought the Mir Negvar. Now, this has a lot of things as well. Kind of the same elements here, but we'll watch it here and see what it, one of the things that it does here that we are going to try to emulate, which we love doing, which we feel that we do it the best, especially on the Defiant itself. So here we go. And it's that right there, flying through explosions once you destroy the ship. I love seeing Star Trek ships do that. And really, the Defiant felt like it was just doing that. Now we're going to use another scene here to kind of take inspiration. This is, of course, when it was fighting the Negvar here, when Cisco took over the control. There's a lot of darting in and out, of course. Pilot maneuvers is going to help with that with the legendary Defiant, and of course we saw the quad phaser cannons fire along with the phasers. And there's just one more scene that we wanted to go here. That was when both the Defiant fired a photon torpedo. So again, that's why we're going to have an aft torpedo. Now the final inspiration we're going to take from this is this scene right here when the Defiant fired 2 quantum torpedoes here at the same time. So there you go, Captains. That is what we're taking inspiration from. Those just 3 scenes, but it has so much potential for much PP. So let's get back here onto the bridge and then check out what we did on this build. So here we go. Again, the USS Defiant, the legendary pilot warship. Captains, this comes from the 10th anniversary bundle, and this ship has just been so much fun to use. So here we go. Here's the 4 weapons. Of course, our main damage dealer here, which we want to use, is the phaser quad cannons, which comes with the ship, and we upgraded it, of course, to crit DM at damage 4. But the reason why we're not using any more cannons is I don't like it personally when I see the cannons firing at 2 different directions. And we actually did a cannon build in a couple months, probably about half a year now ago, when we got the ship as another type of build or take on the Defiant. And I just didn't like how it was targeting different areas. I just wanted to see the quad cannons fire, just like how we saw there on screen. So there's that. Now, of course, we still have our 4 phaser here, which again, we just use the Agony phaser beam array, which looks like a regular phaser beam. Crit DM damage times 4. And here's our photon torpedo that we're going to be using, the prolonged engagement photon torpedo, which we got from the Phoenix. Actually, this is an event reward, but you can. I got it as an event reward, but you can get this from the Phoenix prize pack as, I believe, a very rare tier now. But I have this account unlocked, so we're going to use that because why not? We have yet to use that. So our space set here, we're going with the Elite Fleet Intervention Protomatter Deflector from your fleet colony, the prevailing innovative impulse engines from your competition rep, the Elite Fleet Plasma Integrated Warp Core this time, and this comes from your Fleet Spire, and the Tilly's Review Pending Modified Shield, which is from your Discovery rep. The aft weapons here, we went with another beam array here, another Agony phaser beam arrays. Now, these 2 we got off the exchange a long time ago when they first came out. Again, rolled to crit DM at damage 4. And of course, just a regular photon torpedo launcher, crit DM damage 4 in the aft. Now, devices. Nothing too different. So the Kobayashi Maru transponder for its buff goodness, Temporal Negotiator to help us with our cooldowns, Subspace Field Modulator for a little bit damage resistance rating, and of course, our Energy Candy for the plus 20% bonus energy weapon damage for 20 seconds can help us. Here we go with the consoles. So this time we're going to be using the weaponized helical torsion. We're going to just use it for its 15% phaser damage and 15% crit severity. Now, when this goes off, it looks like a sprinkler. I'll use it once. You've seen already in some of the videos that we've done before, Captains. Not too fond of this console because of that, and it actually sounds like a water sprinkler, but it's there. This comes from one of the versions of the Discovery, which we got the Legendary pack, so this is where I got it from. The 10th anniversary, so that crossfield came with this console. That's what we're using here for that phaser goodness. Now here is going to be our double quant launcher. Captains, you know I love this console, and I use it as, of course, the visual for our double quant launcher because we don't have this in game, and I felt like it was such a missed opportunity to use that. But we're going to use this, the opening salvo from the Titan, Tier 6 Titan. Now, I know I could have used the Adamant, which has an experimental weapon that looks like double quant launchers, but it doesn't have the pilot maneuvers. So this is why I used a Legendary pilot. And besides, we have this, and this helps us take down the shields, and I'm all for it. So here we have the M6 computer. We used this on a previous build there. It is the little brother to the Domino, but this M6 computer comes from a Temporal Escort, which you can get from your shipyard. There you go. We see plus 15% bonus all damage, 15 seconds, 25% cooldown reduction from tactical officer abilities, 20% fire cycle haste for all weapons for 15 seconds, plus 30 AC rating, and plus 30 defense rating for 15 seconds as well. Not bad. The Ordnance Accelerator from your Gamma Rep. We're using it for the plus 26.3 projectile and phaser damage. And from the Gamma Rep here, the emulating phaser lance from your Deimos Pilot Destroyer, which is an event campaign prize if you so choose. We're using it again for its passive goodness for the plus 15.8% phaser damage and plus 43.8 Starship Shield Pen. So that's going to help us. We're going to use the Bio-Neural Infusion Circuits for the flat-out plus 26.2 crit severity. This comes from the Low-Buy store. Of course, we're going to use our Dynamic Power Reserving Module for its clicky goodness, passive goodness, 11.3 all damage resistance rating, plus 19% directed energy damage. And then when you click it, of course, for 20 seconds, plus 40% bonus damage while your hull is above 80%. Plus 100 bonus damage resistance rating, plus 500% hull regen. Not bad. This comes, of course, from your prototype Dreadnought, and it is also a ship that you can get from your event campaign. Great, great console. We're pairing it, of course, with the Point Defense Bombardment Warhead, which you get any version of the NX, for the plus 25% projectile damage, 1% critical chance. Say it with me. That's cute. Now the two-piece, of course, gives us more phaser damage goodness of 33%. And of course, we're going to use Domino. This is from the Bajoran Interceptor, from the Phoenix Prize Pack. I got this as an event reward, but you can get this from the Phoenix Prize Pack, and it's epic tier. And the last three consoles here that we have in our slot, we're going to go with the phaser vulnerability locators for the plus 39.4% phaser damage and plus 2% crit chance. There you go. Our stats, this gives us 42% crit chance and crit severity of 206.3%. Now, Captains, keep in mind, I still have my Pandemers helping me. I always have it helping me because we are ranked all the way to 600, so keep that in mind. Skills, nothing different. Specialization, still intelligence, primary and temporal secondary. Traits, this is what we went with. Good day to die. Superior beam training. Unconventional systems. Superior projectile training. Adaptive offense, because it seems like it just fits, so why not? Intelligent agent attaché. Self-modulating fire. Deterrent targeting systems, superior cannon training, of course, course, the Boimler effect to help with our cooldowns. Starship traits. Our main trait for this one is go for the kill, which, captains, you know this is a trait we do recommend you get if you want to sort of min-max your cannon rapid fire. This is from the bug ship. You can get it from the legendary bug ship. This extends our cannon rapid fire, of course. Universal designs. Emergency weapon cycle. Overpowered and overgun. This actually comes with the legendary Defiant, so seems fitting. Piercing projectiles. And we are still going to be using super weapon ingenuity because captain's beam overload is best overload. What? Base rep. We got advanced targeting systems, magnified firepower, precision, Tyler's duality, and enhanced armor penetration. Active space rep, nothing too different here. Anti-time, entanglement singularity, our biomolecular shield generator, deploy sensor interface platform, quantum singularity manipulation, and refactoring tetron cascade. Stations left to right, top to bottom, they all just disappeared. So we get to do this right now. I don't know why that happened, but let's just do this here while we have the time. Don't know why I did that. We had AY, not Jerry, and Deval there. Then over here we had Jiro. Okay, so this we had cannon rapid fire. We had beam overload 3, so that's going to be really helpful. That's going to be really helpful. We're going to go with beta, attack pattern beta, chemosites. Here we're going to use, I believe, what did we have here? We had, high yield 3. That is, no, what we did here is we went with engineering. That's what we had. Engineer, we're going to go with Ox, power to struck integral integrity, and emergency power to engines. Here we're going to have, this is an interesting time for this to do this. Thanks so much. There you go. High yield torpedo 2, because when you fire this, it's 3 torpedoes, and I actually do like that. Of course, here we're going to have, we'll just use tactical team because we have nothing else to use unless we switch this up to Jiro. Maybe Jiro has what I'm thinking of. There you go. And then high yield 2. High yield 2. There you go. That's what we're going to do. And of course, we get to Gekrum here. We're going to use emergency power to weapons, unstable warp bubble, and we're going to use engineering team just because. Of course, we're going to use low card here. We're going to use jam targeting sensors, which is kind of fitting, and of course, tractor beam. So that was kind of fun, but we're showing off the features. Now we're just going to double check here. Everything is on the bar, hopefully. Here in our tray, captains, you know that we are using the spam bar, so we're just spamming this stuff. Even if it's not, I bet you will do just fine. Making sure everything's here quickly before we go into the Elite Argala. Got our chemosite, beta, beam overload, cannon rapid fire. Should be targeting, high yield. That's what we're missing, high yield. There you go. Let's put high yield there. So there you go. Stations left, right, top to bottom. And we did that in real time because, well, features. It is what it is. I saved it right before we started this video. Kind of, captains, you see how we do that process. Now our DOFs, let's go to our dupes, our dupes. Now let us stop this. The 2 on ground helping us in space. Of course, we have Neil Falconer, increased damage versus the Berg. Eldar Malikatan, increased damage versus all. And for our space DOFs, the Mercycon, of course, for the recharging of the evasive maneuvers when emergency powered engines is activated. We have 2 projectile weapons officers, which will give us a chance to stack crit severity when we're firing projectiles. We have 3 energy weapons officers, with 2 of them giving us a chance to stack crit severity and 1 giving us a chance to stack crit chance. So there you go, captains. That is the build that we're going to be using. I'm super, super excited to just be back on the ship. This is one of those ships that I love coming back to. And like I said earlier, it took me a while to sort of grow fond of the ship, but I did. And it's because of the pew pew. So let's take into not elite Argala, but into an Argala. See how it does. See how it does. Pretty sure that. So one of our goals here in this patrol, captains, is to fly through a warp core breach or fly through an explosion. Yes. We should be able to do it there. There you go. Let's do it. Everything stayed. Let's do this. That's exactly what we wanted. There you go. We got our phasers firing, our photons, and the sound of our quad cannons. Love it. There you go. That's the first group, captains. Go to our second group here. We'll fully buff up.
You are now. Looks like our fight got them to notice us. Let's go over and ask if they're balls.
Our quantum torpedoes. There is our double quad launcher. Through the explosion.
Separate them and whittle down their numbers.
Woo!
We will not go quietly.
This is so much fun, captains. There's like almost no ship that makes me feel more Star Trek than this ship, especially flying through warp core breaches. Don't get me wrong, I love my gal, but man, you almost can't beat this feeling of flying through ships here. So we made sure we boosted everything from our phasers, our cannons, our torpedoes. And these are pilot maneuvers there. Woo.
We do what we want, where we want.
Even comes with missing phasers. Or phasers missing. That's so good. What is that, the 3rd warp explosion we flew through?
Picked up a tight beam trend.
I did that one on purpose. I used the pilot maneuvers.
Of their comms now, but it was probably a call for assistance.
Ooh.
You with me.
Alright, let's fully buff up here, captains. Let's use our opening salvo. As you can tell too, I'm manipulating my speed here so that I can almost time the explosions. Disable that. Woo! So good. So good. Alright, captains, let's head over here.
Thank you for your assistance.
1 sec, sir. We're gonna go here for our shelfies. Captains, if you don't know what that is, those are our ship selfies. Let's go over here, give our final conclusions here. Park over here. Get that glare. Take that off. Boom, captains, there you go. There is our sort of tribute to the Defiant. And taking inspiration just from those 3 scenes, we still create a build that is okay and does okay in advanced content. Again, captains, keep in mind, this is just for fun. The only reason why we're doing this is just to keep ourselves sort of immersed in the Star Trek universe by doing these canon builds, or our interpretation of canon builds. So, as we've always said, as long as you synergize your builds and boost one weapon type, 2, 3, you're still going to do fine. Captains, we're not going for max performance. We're going for max cannon pew pew looks. That's it. So there is, again, our build for the Defiant. One of my favorite ships in terms of Star Trek universe. It has become one of my favorite ships, and any reason, like I said, to get back to these ships, we will do so. So now, that was our part 3. Tomorrow, the next ship up is Voyager. So I'm looking forward to that. I already have a scene in mind for us to take inspiration to do our canon pew pew build. So there you go, captains. Like the video, comment below, let us know what you think about the Defiant. Subscribe to the YouTube Bridge, and captains, we will leave it on this note.
Don't let them promote you. Don't let them transfer you. Don't let them do anything that takes you off the bridge of that ship, because while you're there, you can make a difference.